Welcome. Today we'll be taking you through our Premier Warehouse version. For viewing our demo, be sure and contact your sales representative for a special discount. Let's get started. The first area I'm going to click on is our customer screen. Throughout the program, what's highlighted in teal, such as the code and type, are the only required fields. A lot of good information in the white areas, but not required to enter, in this case, what we define as a customer. When you think of a customer, it's a bit of a generic term. This is where you'll be setting up your owners of inventory. Obviously, you're managing multiple owners of inventory and charging for the services you provide. The architecture and design of our product is exactly around your business model. You basically deselect what they are not. You can email directly from the program, and if you're using Microsoft Outlook, the advantage is you can use your existing address book or build one in Tracker. Phone fax terms you can pull from an existing list wherever you have these drop downs, or begin to type and it will autofill and add those directly to the list. The overall look is similar as we go through. We have a data entry page. Button's pretty self-explanatory. Behind that we have a list page. It's kind of what you see is what you get. If you want to look at all your carriers, go to Accelerated Data Entry, edit it, change it, do whatever you wish. The next screen we're going to is our product screen, and notice that we have an owner-item relationship, and the item number is up to 16 characters alphanumeric. Descriptions up to 40 characters. You can categorize your items. There's no record limit. You can have as many categories as you want. Current inventory on hand by category by location would tell you what you have, where it's at, as well as the additional filter by category. Stock unit of measure. Each case, drum, pail, pallet, whatever you need. Unit weight volume. Pounds, ounces, milliliters, inches, feet. We have multiple levels of lot tracking. We have specific lot tracking as well as master lotting. We're also very powerful when it comes to expiration and shelf life. Track and store and bill by pallet as well as cube. We also can attach documents. We can attach doc files, text files, and PDFs directly to the program, as well as photographs. With digital photography, what it is today, it's easy to take a picture, store as a JPEG, and link it directly to the program. You can also set up default product locations. If you don't use terms like rack, row, or bay, maybe use column and aisle. These are all customizable by you. We can also track the value of the inventory through the prices button or when you physically receive it into inventory. The next area we'll go to would be our general preferences. Again, we're in the Premier Warehouse version with fulfillment activated. The program will auto-sequence these numeric values, or you can deselect and manually assign. When it comes to security, there's multiple levels of security. To initially log in required a password, here requires another password. Under group memberships is basically the ability to view or do anything in the program. As an administrator, John can do everything. If we're setting up a new user, this is what he wouldn't be a member of, such as adjustments, invoicing, or pricing. But I double click, now he's a member of adjustments, double click again, and he is not. In addition to membership rights, we have access rights. It's not uncommon to have 2 or 3 people responsible and accountable for the inventory, but you need to provide access to other staff. Might give them read-only or list-to-print reports, hire someone new, add new records, but they can't delete or edit anything. So a lot of flexibility and power when it comes to the security portion of the program. Inventory-wise, we'll be filtering on a first-in, first-out basis, but these other options are available. We do link to some of the most popular accounting packages seamlessly. QuickBooks, Peachtree, and we even work directly with the Canadian versions of that product. Basically, the way our program works is we'll be managing all the inventory activities and creating all the transactional records within our program, including the invoices for the services you provide. Seamlessly, through our accounting button, we will send the detail directly to your QuickBooks accounting package and map it to the proper GL account codes. Obviously, you need to know where your revenue stream is coming from, so we'll put storage, handling, accessorial fees, whatever it might be, directly into your accounting package. When a payment is received, you'll simply post that payment in QuickBooks, and there is no duplicate data entry back into our program whatsoever. To receive product into inventory, you simply go to your inbound. We'll click on Add, identify the owner, Adele's. the shipper, where it's coming from. I could start typing the name. It would take me to my closest match, or click on New and Add on the fly. But in this case, I'm going to select from the list. Again, what's in white is not required. All these other fields are customizable and obviously not required. If you are a cold storage operation, we can manage multiple temperatures for you as well. If not, you can rename that field whatever you wish. Any kind of special instructions. Or I could have pulled it from a list if it was something I said repetitively. I'm going to click on New. So I want to bring in 150, enter a tab at the item, and you'll also notice that it only brings up all the products that I manage for that particular owner. We have an owner-item relationship established. It also automatically assigned a lot code of 8101 because I had auto-sequencing selected. And we'll do a couple hundred of something else. At this point, I could hit save and leave and work. So the product's on order, but it hasn't been physically received yet. At this point, I could print receiving labels. I can print receiving labels, shipping labels, whatever you want right from the program. We can print by quantity. If there's 10 cases, it knows to print 10 labels. We can also print pallet tags. We also provide barcoding and scanning as a turnkey package, and we can print these labels with or without barcodes. You can also create an advanced receiving document like an inbound receipt. We have an order from Alameda for the account of Adele's. There's my notes. Please inspect upon arrival. Quantity received against what's ordered, where we're going to do our put away. Who received it, date received, total quantity received. If you don't like that particular one, we've got a lot of flavors to choose from. Now let's receive that product into inventory. Bring in that 150, and I can record other information, such as my customer might have their own unique lot code, or serial numbers, pallet IDs, job numbers. You can track the value of the inventory if you need to. Track the item, the date that the item was produced by the manufacturer. Where are we going to do our put away? And again, you can modify these to whatever works for you. Put it on hold with a projected release date, or even an expiration date. We can also do a cross dock at the whole shipment or at the line item level. If a truck was coming in and you had 24 pallets, 20 are going into your primary inventory, you're going to bill them full storage and handling on the 20, but you just want to bill them $6 a board on the other 4. Want to print a bill of lading? We can do all that. If any product's damaged or refused, we can certainly help you with that as well. In fact, I'm going to say that 5 of these cases of tomatoes were damaged and refused. Now I'm going to save it and post it, and that will bring that product physically into inventory. So when I go to my inventory module, and let's look up that lot 8101, we now see those 150 habaneros have been received on today's date, and that's where they're physically at. There's the other inventory record in detail linked to that receiving. 150 received, no removals, no adjustments. 150 is actually on hand, but nothing reserved. 150 are available. To relieve the inventory, you simply go to your outbound module and you select the owner of inventory, such as Adele's. Identify the consignee, where it's physically going. If I start typing the word Walmart, it automatically takes me to my closest match, or I can select from the list or click on New and Add on the fly. All these fields are optional. Any kind of carrier, pro, PO number, temperature, all these are customizable by you as well. Notes is notes like I showed you on the inbound. Let's click on New. So I want to allocate 25 of those habaneros. Enter a tab, and I can pull from the lot, or I can actually enter the lot code directly from here as well. Simply hit save and hit reserve. At this point, I could generate shipping labels, or I could create a picking slip. So let's create a picking ticket. There's our order for Walmart for the account of quantity picked against quantity ordered. That's where we did our put away. There's my lot code. There's my customer lot. There's a place for the order selector, time started, time finished, total pallets, total quantity. Now back at the inventory screen, and we'll go to that lot 8101. What's happened, of course, those 150 are still in the building, but 25 have been reserved, so 125 are actually available. Back to my outbound, we can modify it, change it. Maybe I didn't use 8101, ended up using lot 8112. Otherwise, save it and post it. That's going to physically remove it from inventory. Now I can print a bill of lading. This is actually a VIX bill of lading. Ship from, ship to, commodity, description. There's my NMFC class, and there's all my standard Section 7 boilerplate. Maybe you have someone just picking up at your facility. You just want to create an outbound receipt with your logo. You provide your logo as a JPEG. We load it up at no additional cost. It will print on selected documents and forms. With the program out of the box, there's over 1,250 reports in the program. You're not going to use anything close to that. You simply hide the ones you're not going to use. To put it in perspective, that's how many bill of ladings automatically come with the program. So lots of options. Now back at the inventory module, what's happened, of course, is 25 have been removed, so 125 is actually on hand with nothing reserved, and 125 are available. Now when I'm in my inventory screen is also where my inventory reports are. We have aging reports, location, history reports by date range, on-hand reports, physical counts, cycle counts, reorder list, summary list. But if I want to run a history for today's date for this particular lot, here's all my activity for lot 8101. My customer lot code, serial number, production date. We received 150. 25 were decremented and shipped to Walmart, Winter Haven, Florida. So 125 is available, 125 is actually on hand. Now, from my list page, if the customer called up and said, well, tell me, how many habaneros do we have in inventory? I do a quick filter, identify the owner, the item they're looking for, filter the data. Now there's all my habaneros for that customer. Maybe I'd like to see a report item totaled by location. There's my habaneros, what I have on hand, and where they're physically at. Maybe we'd like to see an activity-based report. We could see a summary. We received, well, what is it, 295, 382. We've allocated or shipped 68,179. Damaged or lost 916. 226, 287 is my current inventory on hand. Well, maybe we'd like to see everything in inventory for Adele's. I hit show all, filter at the owner level. Now I can run any kind of a report that I like. How about a summary? Go to my second page. There's my habaneros, but everything else in inventory, what's been received, shipped, adjusted, and what's on hand. Perhaps I'd like to see how many pallets I have in inventory for that particular customer. I can include pallet counts. Go to my second page. Well, again, on habaneros, you know, we got about 226,000 on 1,931 pallets, 4,260 total pallets in inventory. What's great about all these reports is I can print it, email it, PDF it directly to your customer, whatever you wish. Thank you for taking the time to view this short demonstration as an introduction to our 3PL Premier Warehouse version. Look and view our other demos that will highlight inventory adjustments, transfers, our robust invoicing module, which can bill by short-term, long-term, split-month billing per piece, per pallet, whatever you want in our invoice wizard, importing and exporting, order fulfillment, and of course our web access module that allows your customers to query and look at inventory online through the internet and even place their orders through the web. Lastly, be sure and complete your online request for a full demonstration today, or place your order to receive the special discount that we mentioned at the beginning of the demonstration. Again, thank you for your time.